Okay, a median is a segment in a triangle that goes from the midpoint of one side to the opposite vertex. So we got a triangle here, ABC. I'm going to first find the midpoint of AB by doing a perpendicular bisector construction. So, oops, slipped a little. And then I'll go to B and do the same thing. Arc crosses there, arc crosses there. Okay, so here's my perpendicular bisector. And I'm really only interested in the midpoint this time, so I'm just going to mark the midpoint. I'm going to connect that midpoint with the opposite vertex, C. That gives me a median. Okay, so I'll call this D. So DC is a median of the triangle, so that D is the midpoint of AB also. Okay, if I go ahead and do that to all three sides of the triangle, I get a picture like this. Okay, I've done this on a grid because we'll do some more with the grid. One of the properties of this is if you cut out the triangle and try to balance it, the center of balance will be the centroid. The place where all three medians meet is called the centroid. Okay, and the centroid is the center of balance. The centroid also divides each of these medians in a 2-to-1 ratio. So if I take the measurement of one of these parts, FG is 4.61, and I double that, I get 9.22. Sorry. And that's the measure of GC. So the short part of the median is half the length of the long part of the median when you're talking about how it's divided by the centroid. Okay. Let me get rid of these. I'm going to throw up a grid here now, and we're going to look at the coordinates. First of all, to get the midpoint of each side, you look at the coordinates of each point. So this is -4, 4, and this is 8, 4. Sorry, 8, -4. If I average the y coordinates, if I average the x coordinates, so in this case, -4 plus 8 is 4. Divide that by 2 and I get 2. That's the coordinate of the midpoint. If I average the y coordinates, 4 plus -4 is 0. Divide by 2 is 0. I get 0. So when I average the coordinates of the endpoints, I get, of the vertex, the endpoints of the line segment, I get the coordinates of the midpoint. Now, if I look at all three vertices, the coordinates of B are -4, 4. The coordinates of A are -7, 6. And the coordinates of C are 8, -4. Let me switch to my other view now. So I've written down those three coordinates. If I average the x coordinates, so I'm going to add -4 plus -7 plus 8. So that's -4 plus -7 is -11 plus 8 will be -3. And I divide that by 3 to average them, and I get -1. Okay? If I average the y coordinates, 4 plus 6 plus -4 is going to be 6. Divide that by 3 and I get 2. So the point -1, 2 is the point I want to look for. Change my view back again. Okay, so -1, 2. This should be -2 for some reason. What did I do wrong? Oh yeah, A is obviously -6. So that's -6/3 and -2. So -1, -2 is the coordinates of the centroid. So if I average the x coordinates of all three vertices, and I average the y-coordinates of all three vertices, I get the coordinates of the centroid. So that's another nice property.